Hello, everybody. In this moment, we talk about culture, British culture American. Okay, my name is Lindy Plata. Let's start. And the British history. Britain is a very small country with a long history. Many authors consider that the affecting a verifiable history on England begins in the year 55 AD, when the great Roman Julius Caesar drove armed forces across the state from Spain. The continent of Europe has, to the north, a group of islands formerly known as the Britons. Britain being the most important because of its size. This gives it its name. The island was relatively insignificant in the history of Western civilization. There is little evidence on the language of the civilization of the earliest inhabitants, only megalithic monuments. Two charts Stonehenge which date back to the Bronze Age. The Celts arrived in the British Islands towards the 6th century BC, coming from the European continent. The first foreign explorers who reached an archipelago were raised from Massilia, today called Marsilia, about 15 BC. Before 53, excuse me, BC. Before the arrival of the Romans and the Croats, tongues on the British Islands were our Celtic language. Okay, the clothing. England is one of the richest countries in folklore in the world, but it doesn't have as it as it recognized like typical. The most similar to see in of the dancers Morris, who participate actively on the activities mainly that take place on board in the hottest months in the year and interpret the dance that attacks fertility and drive away the bad energy. Throw the nose on the bed into cushions um, that are put on the calves on white pants. The rest on the whiskey um, consists on sheer white and some particular house is usually made of wicker. What is known and the typical dress on women especially by the Middle Age, age, will begin to adjust the dress and the slaves should as time passes are becoming more sophisticated and decorated, according to the fashion and the social ladder. And typical food is Sunday wrap, called also because it's typical to take in Sunday in consists on wraps of different meats, pork, beef, or lamb, accompanied by roasted potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, sauces, and first seasoned vegetables, or washed down with the cheese sauce made with onion and the juice of the meat. Fish, fish. There are similar to empanadas. The most present are chicken and mushroom, steak and spinach and fish and egg are served with gravy and usually potatoes and vegetables. Okay, the next is American culture. Okay, it's impossible to talk about American culture and omit its history. Around the thousand fifteen hundred, the North America was populated by groups of Indians Indians. Later, American was colonized. Most of the early colonists were immigrants from England, and the main motivation behind the immigration was religious. Many colonies became because of the religious persecution. According to Raymond, there were other colonies who traveled to the New World because they wanted to combat the religious ideals and into operation. They wanted to establish a state government by religious with their ideals into operation. They wanted to establish a state government by religious principles. They believed that the government should be theocratic, which meant to have a country governed by God, not by um, government by God, not by a king. Okay. Of course, there were many immigrants who came for adventure, and because they believed that they could free themselves from the class restrictions of European perspective. In, in view on the fact that literature grounds of the personal experience is normal that the society primarily American reflected their English backgrounds. Furthermore, the subject matter was mostly religion. Edward Taylor is an example of prose writers. There were many poems and preparatory meditations before the Lord Supper. Uh, the literature and at the end of the 18th century, the main topic on the American literature changed. Writers such as Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson had different perspectives. For example, consider that the natural and spiritual worlds were not united, as the early writers and proposed if the speech still believed in that. Instead, his viewpoint was limited only to the knowledge he could gain through his five senses. His concerns were social, scientific, economic, and political, and not religious. At this point, it was easy to recognize the new culture in American life, where materialism became dominant. After the early 19th century, the liberty purpose was transformed. Washingtonism and humanist and folkloric traits persist as stories giving to his writing a different touch. Primarily, his intention was merely to entertain. Typical food in American culture is pepperoni pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, macaroni and cheese, coleslaw, onion salad. Okay, the culture is a phenomenon common to all human beings since each and every one of us. If living in society learn what we were transmitted the previous generation and the knowledge we can eventually continue to the culture continue to grow and survive. However, a culture also differential as each social group constructs its own cultural representation according to their preference, interests, First concern. Social is that invisible link that unites us between people and that specific way of thinking and living. Thank you very thank you very much for your attention. Um, Goodbye.